Greetings, YouTube, Temple of the Adversarial Forge. In the first video, in the intro, I said this vlog was starting at a point where I was kind of down to the brass tacks of who I am, relying on that to sustain me in my endeavors, which are, in fact, manifesting very good things, But because of that, I kind of wanted to touch upon something in regard to empowerment, personal empowerment. In a recent video that Michael W. Ford did, he stated that sorcery is more than just circle castings and things of this nature. And I'm paraphrasing, of course. And he's very correct. He was basically speaking in regard to one thing, and that thing is, what is it doing to better you and your life? That's great. That's fine. But circle castings, however, are very important. They serve a very important purpose, and they act as a foundation for your power. It's only one ingredient in the pie. This is true, but it should not be underestimated. Let me elaborate on what I'm trying to say. Ceremonial magic has been called the yoga of the West. I believe the reason is that, for the most part, from a right-hand path perspective, it's dealing with the tree of life, the Kabbalah, and these different sephira, or areas of creation, aspects of creation, correspond with the energy centers within the body, calling upon certain forces and certain scientific ways activate these energy centers, just like any other method of yoga would use asanas, or Kundalini meditation. Okay, and when you look at most magical orders of the traditional schools, the encircling rites that they did, the LBRP, things of that nature, sometimes they were done for ridiculous amounts of time before any other magic was learned. I think one particular tradition, it was 3 years. These encircling rites are acts of empowerment. Okay, they basically are a proclamation that you are using specific gods as representatives of the forces found within the cosmos, or in some cases, in our cases, the anti-cosmos. You are calling upon these forces to empower you. You are aligning with them. The very act of performing them and memorizing them, the words themselves, become power sinks. The more you do them, the more powerful you become. These things etch you astrally into something strong. They expand your aura. Okay? They expand your consciousness. So one of the first things I do when I get to feeling like this as I get down to basics. I do the encircling rites. Now those of you that are familiar with the Ahrimanic work that I've been receiving, again, these preparatory rites are ones of the proclamation of strength, the proclamation of being an enemy of stasis, an enemy of God. One of the Druze told me, there is no manifestation outside of becoming a complete enemy of God. It's deep. What I'm getting at is the Ahrimanic work, particularly the invocation or prayer to Ahriman and the ignition of the black sun at you and empower you astrally in a very specific way. You are becoming an enemy of God, proclaiming yourself as an individual outside of the confines of white darkness, for lack of a better term. For instance, Ahriman, great dragon of darkness and father of liberation, I summon thee to this temple. Ahriman, come. Ahriman, come. Ahriman, come. Angra Menu, kiss the shoulders of thy son, and envenom me with sorcerous power. Encircle me with primal darkness, and empower me to feed on the souls of clay-born man. Ahriman, awaken within this flesh, and rise up to break the shackles of Ahura Mazda and his slaves. The time has come to usher in darkness and compel the rise of the fallen. Consecrate me as a vessel of your power and might, that my will be done. Ahriman, I invoke thee. Ahriman, I invoke thee, and stand empowered outside of the natural order, which is stasis and weakness. It's just a short invocation, but it's empowering. The following part I'm not going to reveal here because it has certain keys that are very, they're spoken in backwards knowledge, but they're very offensive spiritually. So I'm not going to go into that there. It's just more personal. It's revealed elsewhere. The ignition of the black sun. It etches you as an adversary. Now, alchemically, there's going to be some pain involved, because you're going to be created something as something else. Believe that. But all encircling rites serve this same purpose. It's all about building your energy body, aligning with outside forces, bringing them within in a balanced fashion, an expanding self. Okay? You've got to look at these things as exercises. As a martial artist, we do different drills, what we would call self-perfection drills, okay? Huba, Lapsao, Chisao, different Filipino stuff like Simawali, regardless. They're exercising one aspect of one greater whole. Same thing with these spirits you're calling upon in these encircling rites, okay? You build a relationship with these external forces. To where you can speak to them and compel to them through symbology. Alan Moore says that magic is the language of symbols. That's really what we're getting down to here. Whatever you're calling upon, you better be careful. I believe it was Kenneth Grant who said, be careful which God you choose, for they'll create you in their image. That's what this is really about, man. You start summoning these things on a regular basis, there's a transmutational process that starts happening. So use them, memorize them to where they're second nature. Do them daily, religiously. Just makes sense. You know, there's a purpose behind everything that we do. At least there should be. If not, we wouldn't be doing it. That has to be known. There are many grimoires out there full of different magical rites with no rhyme or reason. It's a grave mistake to listen to such foolishness. It's just ridiculous. If you open up a door, you want to know what room you're going into. You have to have a reason for wanting to go into the bedroom of a demon. Know it's in there. Knock politely. Don't just do random rites for no rhyme or reason. Okay? If you find a rite like that within a grimoire, then you need to take those words and create symbols out of them. What is this rite saying and how is it applicable to you? Give it a purpose. Don't just cast a circle and blindly read. Because you have to direct this energy that you're raising. And encircling rites will teach you and intensify your ability to raise energy. And it will expand you and your influence in the world. Do it consistently. Alright, I gotta go put the old man to bed, so until next time, infernal blessings in nomine Draconis.